Hello everyone. In my today's session, I'll be discussing about Introduction to Industrial Psychology and Organizational Change. Now the question arises, what is industrial psychology? Industrial psychology is the branch of psychology that applies psychological theories and principles to organizations. Often we refer to it as IO psychology. It is very important for work productivity factors and issues related to physical and mental well-being. In today's world, industrial psychology plays a very significant role to best match individuals to specific roles. This segment of IO psychology is also referred as personal psychology. People work in this area might assess employee categories, characteristics, and then meet these individuals to the jobs where they are more likely to perform. Other main focuses on industrial psychology includes training employees, developing job performance standards, and related work performances. Then comes organizational psychology. The organizational side of IO psychology is more focused on understanding how organizations affect individual behaviors such as social norms, values, management styles, role expectations. All are the key factors that influence how people behave in an organization. Different people have different styles of working and they have different leadership styles. People have adopted leadership styles according to their organizational structures. As in different organizational structures, we have ownership businesses, we have private firms, we have mergers as well. So people are following the leadership styles accordingly, and the role expectations are also according to the nature of the businesses they are running. Then let's have a discussion regarding key subject areas in IO psychology. Industrial psychology works in 6 major areas. The first is employee selection. This area involves developing employee selection assessments such as screening tests, ergonomics, organizational development, performance management, training and development, and work-life balance. Basically, employee selection area focuses on developing employee selection assessments such as screening tests to determine if job applicants are qualified for a particular position, and it plays a significant role in talent acquisition and talent development. Ergonomics is the field that involves designing procedures and equipments to maximize performance and minimize injuries. This is normally used in fields where we have man-made products and where there should be the optimum usage of performance and minimum injuries and accidents. Then comes organizational development. Organizational development and organizational behaviors, the booming field. IO psychologists work in this area, which helps the organization often through increasing profits, redesigning products, and improving organizational structures. Nowadays, in the current scenario, majority of the companies are using redesigning products, they are remodifying their products because it's a high time. Then comes performance management. IO psychologists who work in this area develop assessments and techniques to determine if employees are doing their jobs. Then comes training and development. Professionals in this area often determine what kind of skills are necessary to perform specific jobs, as well develop and evaluate employee training programs, and they can have a gap analysis as well. Work-life balance plays a very significant role when we are working for 24/7 or we are working in a very hectic schedules. Personal life and professional life needs to be balanced. That's why this area focus on employee satisfaction and maximize the productivity of workforce In this area, we need to find out to make the jobs more rewarding and designing programs that improve quality of life in workplace. For this, we are having employee engagement programs, student engagement programs. We have got different reward programs so that people can feel motivated and boost up. Industrial psychology related topics we will be also discussing, which is employee motivation, employee testing, leadership, product design, workplace diversity, and workplace performance. Workplace diversity area is also very important for developing hiring practices that foster greater diversity as well as train employees so that they can work in different situations. Industrial organizational psychology topics also relates to these topics which I had already mentioned, and people who have contributed in IO psychology are Frederick W. Taylor, Hugo Munsterberg, James McCann, and Kurt Lewin. Robert Yerkes also is very known psychologist for his intelligence testing. He developed alpha and beta intelligence test, which is still used by US Army people when they have to evaluate military recruits during WWI. Scores on the test were developed to determine respondent capabilities. So all these tests are based on KSA, knowledge, skills, and intelligence. Let's have a discussion about 3 levels of influence. First, the question arises that which sort of influence a person needs to play: individual, organizational, or group. As you can see in this slide as well, there are 3 levels of influence. The first one is individual. The individual level includes each individual person within an organization. Each individual acts differently, which affects group of dynamics and organization as a whole. If there are a lot of happy and efficient people in your organization, the work environment will also be more productive and more efficient, and you will be effectively inculcating positive roles among everyone so that there will be less negative and disgruntled individuals and they can create less toxic environment. As in every organization, there are people who are toxic. What is organizational behavior? Organizational behavior is the study of human behavior in an organizational setting. This includes how individuals interact with each other in order to how individuals interact with the organizations itself. Organizational behavior is critical part of human resources, though it is embedded across the company. As you can see in this slides as well, this is the level of organizational behavior analysis. As I had already discussed that individual, groups and organizations, people are playing their different roles. The individual level we had already discussed plays a very significant role because the individual level is playing its own part and it is adding value to the overall organization. So I must say that the organizational level incorporates the organization as a whole. In case you haven't picked up the trend, it is important to point out the organization impacts that individual and group behavior impacts on the organization. So in short, I can say that organizational behavior describes how people interact with one another, and their interaction ultimately influence how organization itself behaves and how well it performs. For businesses, organizational behavior is used to streamline efficiency, productivity, spark innovations, and to give firms a competitive edge. Those companies who have a very charismatic record related to organizational behaviors and organizational settings and organizational development, definitely they have a very good image overall. The bottom line is that organizational behavior study is also very, very important because It has to create a positive environment among everyone. That is all from my side. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz from my side.